They're not going to do shit. At the end of the day, they can't do shit.
If he thinks we can't do something, you're going to look at this judge and think I can't do something, young man, you're going to learn a big.
Today, we're stepping inside Judge Simpson's courtroom, and trust me, this one is already off the rails. So I'm watching this guy who thought it was a brilliant idea to cut off his ankle monitor, like that would somehow fix everything. And now, he's standing in front of the judge asking for his bond back like nothing happened. I don't know about you, but if I deliberately broke a court order like that, I wouldn't be confidently walking into court. I'd be questioning every life decision that got me there. This isn't just bold behavior. This is next-level denial. Because let's be real, cutting off a tether is basically telling the court, your rules don't apply to me. And somehow he still expects a second chance? It's almost unbelievable. But I want to hear from you. Would you give someone like this another opportunity, or is this where the line gets drawn? Let's jump in and see how this plays out.
Court calls the case of the people versus Marquesi Hankey.
We have people, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Kevin Hassan, except
All right, it's your motion.
There's probably a motion with respect to previous PCC hearing. My client wrote from privileges from the jail suspended due to allegations that he cut off his tether and contacted the complainant. Following that particular bond hearing, I instructed my client to not contact the complainant witness period from the jail. I also instructed my client that if allowed to be back on bond, we would ask the court to hopefully to reinstate his original bond with tether. We know judge that he has no prior criminal, no prior adult felony conviction whatsoever. Following the submission of my motion, I did read the people's response, which I guess there's been allegations that my client had contacted the complainant subsequently. Now, I just found out today some transcripts. Obviously, people address this. Some of the language that was used during conversations, I don't have phone conversations myself, but I will admit, Judge, that it seems that my client had contact complainant even after his bond. And so I say this, Judge, and again, I know it seems like my client is kind of throwing up his middle finger to the court.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But Judge, I just would state that this young man, I think he understands now that the court orders are serious, that the court orders him to do something, it means it. So Judge, I'm just asking, I guess, for some leniency to trust that Mr. Hankey will comply. He had a $75,000 cashier bond that he was able to post to a bondsman. The only thing I can ensure is that if the court were to give him a second chance, he would not violate his bond, even if the bond is a house arrest with strict conditions. So Judge, I am asking the court to reinstate his bond, and if the court is unwilling to do so, I would at least ask that his phone privileges be allowed back on to at least contact family. Does he's never had any contact with his family, his children? He hasn't been able to contact his dad, caretaker for. And so at the very least, there's a restriction on his phone privileges to contact family.
All right. Well, before I hear from the people, counsel, let me just say, you came in here the first time, and well, let me start with this. Where's our tether?
From my understanding, Judge, I thought community corrections still had it. I thought they had.
He cut the tether off. We haven't seen it.
Okay.
And I know you made the representation to the court, but I know you wouldn't have personally known that. I'm sure that came from your client or something along those lines. We don't have the tether back.
Okay.
Then, and I get you're making the representation saying your client's going to follow what the court says, but I don't know if anything can be as shocking as walking into a court free. Your bond gets revoked. You get put in jail because of something that you've done. and then you still go about violating the court's order.
Even his own lawyer couldn't ignore the obvious. He basically admitted, yeah, it looks like my client just disrespected the court. And honestly, that's exactly how it comes across. You can practically feel the tension in the room, and Judge Simpson's reaction says it all. That subtle sarcasm? Yeah, that's the moment you know things are not going in his favor. What I don't understand is how someone cuts off their monitor and still thinks they're outsmarting the system. That's not strategy, that's self-sabotage. It's like setting your own escape route on fire and then asking for a second chance to run. Bond is built on trust. It's basically the court saying, we'll give you freedom, but don't mess it up. And the moment you break that trust, it's gone. But here he is acting like he can just reset everything and try again. It's honestly a strange mix, part confidence, part immaturity, and a whole lot of bad judgment. Because from where I'm sitting, there's no way a judge looks at this situation and thinks, yeah, this time he'll follow the rules.
I'll be honest with you, counsel. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't have a problem giving people chances. I just don't know that this is the one to give a chance to. Because he just hasn't done anything the court's asked him to do. Ms. Senda.
Your Honor, I will rely mostly on emotion. However, in listening to his jail calls, he has 45 total calls to one number after his privileges were revoked with different pins he's using. Then to the other number, we have 23 calls that were completed since his privileges were revoked with different pins. And in one of these calls as recently as Monday, there were a few memorable quotes that I heard in the calls, such as, "There's not shit in this world that's going to stop me from talking to you, man. Nothing in this world's stopping me from you. I don't hook up what nobody says about none of that. I'm going to be calling until my court date. They're not going to do shit. At the end of the day, they can't do shit. I'm going to talk to you till I can't talk to you no more. I'll be home. I'm not worried, man. I know I told you this is about to be my last call, but I'm not stopping shit. I'm not stopping nothing." And then, why stop now if they already know? So I have extreme concerns that he cannot follow court orders, considering he cut off his tether, continued flagrantly calling the victim on other pins, both numbers, acknowledging in some of the calls that he should not be contacting her, and continue to contact her. He just cannot abide by any of the court orders that are set before him. So I have great concerns, and especially given the violent nature of this case as well.
Anything else, counsel? I mean, counsel, does your client want me to just request to the jail that they put him in solitary so that he has no contact with anyone, can't use their PIN number? If he thinks we can't do something, and if particularly you're going to look at this judge and think I can't do something, young man, you're going to learn a big lesson.
So I definitely don't want that. My client.
Well, he needs to, and I don't mean to interrupt you, counsel, but he needs to understand. You can say all that stuff. You are not that big, not that bad. Now, if you want to play with me, this is the kids say, mess around and find out. I guess that's not the quote, but it's close, but I did pretty good. I said it okay right now. All right.
So just, if I may, just briefly, my client would like to.
Go ahead.
I want to apologize. I don't think I'm being bad at all. It's very about my I can't say that I'm not in here for nothing. You obviously think I am. Yeah. I just want to apologize. Like I said, I'm not being bad. I don't want to be here. I really don't. I'm truly can't please show mercy. Please. That's all that matters.
I have no problem showing mercy to those that deserve it and have earned it. You have not. Motion for bond reduction or any change is denied. His bond will continue as revoked.
Thank you, Judge. And for the record, this is also, from what I understand, the PCC.
Yes, sir. Is all discovery complete?
And I would ask if possible, if possible.
People have their witnesses available on the first
We'll do our best, Your Honor.
preliminary examination in person will be set April 1st, 2025, 9 a.m. in person before Judge Perry.
And Your Honor, I did want to make it clear where I did contact the jail yesterday, and they have blocks full of victims, new numbers and old numbers, so there should not be any more
Calls coming through. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll be straight with you. I'm with the judge on this one. I don't think this guy deserves another chance, and I definitely don't believe he's suddenly going to start following the rules. He comes across as someone who's never really accepted boundaries. Even when he's told directly to stop, it just doesn't register. And the fact that he kept contacting her and even acted like the court wouldn't do anything about it, that's not just reckless, that's dangerous. You can clearly see why the judge isn't entertaining any of this. Cutting off the tether was already a huge mistake, but what really stands out is that he doesn't seem to understand who he's standing in front of. Judge Simpson isn't someone you test twice. This is one of those situations where actions have consequences, immediately. He tried to apologize, sure, but it didn't feel real. It came off more like something he thought he had to say, not something he actually meant. At this point, consequences aren't optional, they're necessary. Honestly, time behind bars with zero distractions might be the only thing that gets the message across. Thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts on this one.